There it is.
And we ain't never giving up.
There it is.
God, give me the strength to climb.
And he said, let there
We
be.
ain't got much time.
Real quick though.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another beautiful edition of the Realquicctho podcast. First things first, Yak Quiz over here. I gotta show my sponsors their love first. Bomb Body Collections, I see you. SCA Cleaning Services, I see you. Stone Darn and Minks, I see you. Hanging with the Carters, I see you. All Things 805, I see you. TG Magical Creations, I see you. CTC Radio, I see you. Lord Sanctus, what's good? Wiseman Staffing and Security, I see you. And last but not least, Young Boss Life Clothing, I see you. If you are in a position to put other people in a position to make them some money, then you need to dress like it. Get you a hat, a hoodie, some slides, whatever you want. Tank tops for the girls. There's even clothes for the babies. Now, everybody that I mentioned doesn't always sell shirts. Oh, by the way, buy a shirt. In the great words of my buddy from Straight Lace No Chase, Big Mike, I see you. Buy a shirt. And if anybody that I mentioned doesn't sell shirts, buy some merch. They have body bombs. They have exfoliations. They got candles. They'll clean your windows. And those be your security guards all at the same time. And a very special shout out, Ventura Meat Co. Big shout out to Ventura Meat Co. The best fillets I've had in a very long time. And without further ado, y'all might have seen him messing around with Spence. You might have seen him at Ventura Forward's comedy show, which I was a part of. You might have bought some steaks from him. You might have bought the whole cow from him. Man, this guy, he did a trivia. He did a trivia segment of a show that I was a part of. He was giving out free food pretty much. If you got an answer right, he would give you a gift card with some money on it to his company. And like I said, they got everything there. They got chicken boneless. They got chicken with bones in it. They got Wagyu. This is the only place I know in the 805 where you can go get Wagyu. He had Wagyu ground beef, Wagyu beef, right? And there, look, he can tell you better than I can. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Michael of Ventura Meat Company. Fuck Arby's. Sorry, Arby's. I didn't use the sponsor. Sorry, Arby's.
Their marketing's alright.
Yeah, we have the meats. Nah, not like this.
You got the curly fries too. Is my mic good enough here? It's slipping a little.
The closer the better. It does that sometimes.
Let's go old school.
We'll go old school. How are you feeling? It's Happy Friday.
Same.
You know.
I feel great.
Good.
It's been a great week. I just want the record to show that you did all of those ad reads off the top of your head.
Yep.
He wasn't reading from a piece of paper or anything.
Nope. I like how I mess up. I think it builds character. Everything's not perfect. I feel like every episode I say it a little bit better.
Yeah, right.
Or a little bit different. There's only one episode where I got it perfect. But real quick, though, if you want to know how to become a sponsor of the Realquicctho podcast, all you got to do is give me something and keep giving me something. Or even if you just share my shit online on a regular basis, I have no problem shouting you out.
It's simple.
Yeah, it's
simple.
easy.
Sponsorship is simple.
Show the love that you want. Show the love that you want.
Right.
We're looking at, you're an honorary sponsor today. It's all about you
very
today.
Kind.
Ventura Meat Co. Where can we find your? Where do we find your store? Where are you located at?
Midtown Ventura, 2650 East Main Street. Landmarks. We had that 99-cent store. Think of the hospital. It's right there by the 99-cent store that closed, and now it's another iteration of 99-cent store, 99-cent only, or something. We're right across the street from that, and driving on Main Street, can't miss it. We have the word meat on our windows. I'm very big on businesses that are clear about what it is that they do.
Yeah, it makes it easy. No pun intended, but it makes it easier to consume. It's like, I feel like some meat today. Pause for the pause police out there. Pause. But just when I walked in your establishment, it wasn't overwhelming, but it was enough to get me even more intrigued and to even learn.
Yeah.
I didn't know I knew there was a lot of different type of meats.
Mm.
What I didn't know was there's a lot of different kind of cuts. And then we were talking
Sure.
a little bit about how like the meat is marbled, and I
Yep.
didn't. You just told me right now when we were outside grabbing funnel cake that they're graded.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, talk to me about that.
Well, in the U.S., we have a grading scale, and most folks are probably familiar with it. Prime, choice, select. And you'll see that all over the place. It's been around for quite a long time. And the most important thing to know about it is it only means one thing. How dense is the marbling? And when we say marbling, we're talking about the intramuscular fat, the webbing, if you will, in the cross section of a given muscle. And so the denser that is, the more prevalent that is, the higher it will score on that USDA scale. So prime would be the most marbled, choice, and then select. So it doesn't mean that the cut in question is going to be more tender. It doesn't mean anything else. So, and I think there might be at least a little bit of misunderstanding about what that means. I actually was able to speak to a gentleman earlier this week in the shop, and the association of quality with prime, for example. Now, the beef that we get from our local ranch, not our local ranch, the local ranch we buy from, they don't actually pay the USDA to grade their beef. So it's an optional proposition. You don't have to get the USDA to grade your beef. The only reason you would do it is if you thought it was going to score high on that scale, and if it did,
It's like
score,
a flex.
It's totally that. So if you were raising beef with the intention of getting it to have a lot of marbling, then it would behoove you to pay the USDA to grade that beef, and therefore, have a higher score, add value for the product that you're selling. You can charge more for it. But in speaking with this gentleman, he seemed to very much have that association in his own mind of like, I just want to start eating better quality beef. Great. I think that's right. You should do that. So I'm looking for prime. And so I had the opportunity to kind of unpack that a little for him because we don't carry prime at the shop. It's really expensive these days, and there's not really as much of a market for it as people might think. Restaurants can probably get away with it a little more. But after talking with him for a second, it doesn't take long to explain these things because they're not incredibly complicated concepts. And he left thinking, well, I guess I got to rethink this whole prime quality thing.
The filet that I had.
Yeah.
Like, okay, what was that?
Filet mignon.
That was filet mignon.
Yeah. Why is filet mignon so good? Or why do so many people like it?
That's the question.
That is the question. I can answer it.
Yes, please.
The first thing that you want to think about with cows in particular is that they're quadrupeds. And the second thing you need to think about is the fact that they're about 1,500 pounds. They're huge animals. I bring up quadruped because, I always do this thing with people. It'll be a little difficult with the mic. But if you feel your own shoulder, it'll feel kind of tough.
Yeah.
Right?
Buff.
Well, that's right. That's right. Well, we're not quadrupeds, which is to say we don't walk around on all fours, and our shoulders are tough. Okay, so then we make that connection to cows, saying, well, they are quadrupeds. So if our shoulders are tough, what does that tell us about a 1,500-pound quadruped's shoulders?
Probably a lot tougher, right?
A lot tougher. Very tough meat, right? And the takeaway there is the more work a muscle gets, the tougher it's going to be. The filet mignon sits in the middle of the cow, almost center mass, and it's responsible for a negligible amount of structure, of holding the animal together or doing any work at all, really. And because it doesn't do a lot of work, it's not a very tough cut of meat. As a matter of fact, it's the most tender cut on the entire cow. And so the only thing we have to do when we're cooking a filet mignon is get it to a safe eating temperature, 125 for rare, for example. And so that's why most people gravitate to a filet mignon is Well, you can cut it with a fork, as they say, if you cook it right.
So I think my thinking was a little backwards. So I was thinking like the buffer or stronger the cow, the better the meat is. So that's not the case.
I don't know that would have anything to do. I mean, they're all pretty strong. I was just out on the ranch last Wednesday. Yeah, a week ago Wednesday, and they're not, well, they don't look unhealthy. And that's an interesting thing to consider.
That's what was going to be my next question.
Yeah.
Like just as far as like, the treatment of the cow while it's alive, does that matter?
It absolutely matters. Stress has a measurable impact on quality of meat. And the example I always bring up with folks is hunters. Hunters shoot to kill. Now, there's a couple of reasons for that. The first of which is they don't want to have to chase down an animal that they've maimed, for example, right? The other reason is if you were to miss, and by miss I just mean maim the animal and not kill it with one shot, I can promise you that hunter will be disappointed because he knows he's just tainted the meat. The meat won't be as good, and that's because the animal stresses out.
Yeah.
So we know through the hunting example that stress has a measurable impact on overall meat quality. What I've learned over the past 14 years in this business is that the farms that produce good meat, they take a concerted effort to minimize stress in their livestock, and they use words like docility, keeping the animals calm. I've met ranchers that don't let motorized vehicles near their herd. Hobson Ranch, which we buy a lot of our beef from, they trained their dogs not to bark near the herd. And so these things all cover the same thing, low stress. And so, for folks who might not really give a damn about, humane treatment of livestock or something like that, well, if nothing else, it tastes better. It eats better. That's for sure.
I've spoken about this before, but there was this show that I watched or used to watch, and they talked about Wagyu, and they talked about the process of it.
Yeah.
And they're feeding the cows like organic grass,
Sure,
and feeding them beer, and they have their own heated rooms, and
Right.
they get treated better than a lot of y'all. I'll say that.
Probably.
It's like they treat the animals as if they were equal to their significant other, and when it's time for consumption, it's just like a quick boom to the head.
Sure.
And it's like instant.
Yeah.
There's no pain, there's no stress. It's just you get it done. When did you start this? Like is it safe to say that you're a butcher, or is that because that sounds like a bad word to me. I don't know.
No, I don't know. That word, it's interesting because I think it means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. My understanding of the word butcher when I first got into this, actually, which was we opened the store in November of 2011. I started doing research on it a couple of years before that. So I've been cutting my teeth on this since, I guess, probably 2009, somewhere around there. And my understanding of the word butcher then was the guy who actually,
got it,
does the harvesting. That was the butcher. But as I've progressed through this, I think, most people think of it as just somebody who cuts meat. I do that. I don't do it as much as I used to because our business has grown, and now I take on other responsibilities like going on podcasts, for example.
Yeah.
So
real quick though, is this your first one?
No, actually, no. But so am I a butcher? Let's say I know how to be a butcher.
Okay, I like that. Couldn't have said it better myself. I like that. So 2011 is when everything came off the ground.
Yeah.
What was the deciding factor for you to be like, this is what I want to do?
There's at least a handful, and I can go through them briefly. I'm 47 years old, and in 2007, I turned 30. And when you turn 30, you start to realize that some of the habits that you had in your 20s, you might not be able to get away with anymore. And for me, one of those habits was like eating bad food.
Yes.
And I started focusing on my diet and like, I got to eat better. I can't go to Carl's Jr. 3 nights a week anymore.
Angus beef.
Yeah, it just beats the crap out of you. And so I started looking into just eating better. That was really the first thing. And then there was a documentary that came out. I think it came out in 2008. It was Food Inc. And that was a really popular documentary, and a lot of folks were talking about it. The sort of expose on industrial farming. And so not only did I want to eat better, I wanted to find good quality meat. And learning what that actually meant, instead of just saying it, broadly, I want to eat better meat, specifically having some, a little bit of a heartbeat behind that language. And so good meat was actually really hard to find once I had a better understanding of what good meat actually was. And so I didn't want to buy it at the grocery store anymore. Now, there was one instance, and I'll actually never forget this, where I needed some ground beef, and I went to one of the local grocery stores, and I bought 1 pound of ground beef, one of those little vacuum pack things, right?
The tubes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And on this 1 pound of ground beef, it had country of origin, or I should say countries of origin.
Oh, shit.
4 countries.
That don't sound right to me, but I'm listening.
Yeah, it's definitely not right. And again, this is when I didn't have the understanding that I have now. Nowhere close. I didn't really know a lot about, how meat actually makes its way to the marketplace and ultimately on your plate in your kitchen. But seeing 1 pound of ground beef that we couldn't triangulate to, forget one farm. We couldn't even tell you out of 4 countries where this came from.
Right.
And that begs a lot of questions. And so as I started to go down that rabbit hole and doing some research on the internet about, okay, if this ground beef came from cows that are coming from 4 different countries, that means that the facility that this was made at is not small. It has to be enormous. If cows from 4 different countries are coming into this facility and they're making batches of ground beef that are so enormous that they're going to go, well, I don't know.
Just put a sticker on it and get it out.
Argentina, U.S., Canada, Mexico, or something. I don't remember what the 4 countries were. So there was all this confluence of things going on in my own life that just made me more interested in meat and where it came from, how it was produced, how can I buy it easier. And the challenges about me getting it for my own consumption, it's probably the biggest catalyst. And I remember having some internal dialogue about, gosh, man, I love living in Ventura, but this town needs a good butcher shop. Somebody should do that. And then that internal dialogue just kind of turns into, what if I did that?
What if I did it? Yeah.
Maybe I will do that. And I quit my job in May of 2011 and opened in November of that same year.
Congrats. Like what I'm loving about this story is that's how I got into making my own t-shirts.
Yeah, all right.
I couldn't find what I was looking for. It was so hard to shop for myself.
Sure.
Everything that I like to wear, it either just wasn't in style or it wasn't in season. It's a t-shirt. It should always be in season. But it's like, oh, well, we don't sell that right now because that's not what's in style. So then again, just doing the research on like, I want it. I'm going to find out how to get it, and I'm going to create it for myself because I can't find it anywhere else.
Right.
When it comes to eating out, are you able to tell? Like, let's just say you order a ribeye from, I don't know, let's say like Cheesecake Factory or something. Yeah. Are you able to tell the difference? Like, this, they said it's prime. It might not be prime, but you know what I mean?
With the grading, I don't think that I could tell you what it was graded, but the thing that you would be able to tell actually, and this is something else we'll get into, which is a really fascinating aspect of beef particularly, is was it aged? Did they put any age on it? Now, I've worked in the retail store for the better part of like 12 years, almost every day being in there. And I had such a great opportunity to talk to people about these. And it gave me a pretty good perspective on the inclinations that a lot of folks have about some of these terms that we use. Like, we use grading, or now I'm using a new word, aging. And
I didn't know you can age meat.
Well, it's actually very important to age beef. And so getting to your question about would I be able to tell, I would be able to tell if it was aged or not, because there's a flavor difference, particularly with dry aged beef. And you might have heard that kind of language being thrown around in like high-end steakhouses. They'll advertise, our beef, we dry age our beef for 30 days or something like that, right? Or even Black Angus. Black Angus has on their menu, our beef is aged for 21 days. It says it right there. And as it turns out, that's actually a really important step to achieve quality beef. We talked about filet mignon. All right, so let's just go back to that for a second. And we acknowledged that it is the most tender cut on the entire cow. However, if we were to go out and harvest a cow, and in that same day cut the tenderloin muscle off of the hind quarter, and cut some fillets out and cook them right then and there, not allowing for any aging, it would be pretty tough. It wouldn't be as tender as the ones that you got from the shop and cooked for your anniversary.
Interesting.
Well, here's why. And what we're actually talking about here is muscle decomposition. The root word of that being decompose. Okay, and that gets a little morbid and a little scary.
Yeah,
hang on,
it gets scary. Because the reason why I made my fillets was because I didn't want them to get old.
Sure. And well, there's some variables here that we have to keep in mind, and the enemy is surface area. And so, usually when they age something or dry age it for a significant amount of time, and let's say that's 30 days, just throw a number out there, it's a big chunk of meat. And that's an important aspect of doing this aging process, because there's not a lot of surface area on it. As it stands, the bacteria that, bacteria are surface dwellers, first of all. So as we start to put a knife on this thing and cut it into smaller and smaller pieces, we're creating more surface area. And in doing so, we're giving the bacteria more room to grow.
Got it.
And so the only, context that you can actually age something for, 30 days, like I said, would be if it were a large chunk of beef, because you're not dealing with a great deal of surface area there. So aging is very important for quality. It makes it more tender. That process, they don't do it just to do it. The science behind it is that the enzymes break down the muscle fiber. And I think we all have a pretty rudimentary understanding of what it is for flesh to decompose.
Yeah.
And if I had a marketing manager, he would probably be telling, don't say stuff like that. People don't want to know.
It's a zombie cow.
Right, zombie cow. No, but that's what's going on there, and it's important to understand that, and that's how you make steaks more tender. That's why steakhouses do it.
So with aging, how do you age it? Do you just leave it out?
There's two aging concepts really, and it's dry aging and it's wet aging. Wet aging is quite simply it's in a vacuum seal. Dry aging it's not. It's just sitting in. This is all happening in refrigeration, right? And that's an important part too. Below 41 degrees, low humidity if you're dry aging. But that's the difference. If it's in a vacuum sealed bag, then it's wet aging. If it's not and it's just sitting on a shelf, it's dry aging. And there's an argument to be made for both.
Well, mine was vacuum sealed.
Yep.
And it was good.
Yeah. And that's I should say that dry aging beef is more niche. There aren't nearly as many places doing dry aged beef. We do a little bit of it. The beef that we get from Hobson Family Farms, the local beef, the farm's right here in Ventura. We can get there in 10 minutes, but it has to go to a USDA facility for harvest and inspection. Now, once it is harvested and inspected by the USDA, they hang the quarters for 10 days. So the beef is dry aged for 10 days, and then they break the carcass down, send us all of those what we call primals, and they're just big, massive chunks of meat. And those are vacuum sealed. So when we receive it, it's wet aging, but it's already had 10 days of dry age on it before we receive it.
So it's like both.
It's both. Hybrid, you might say. Yeah.
Hybrid, okay. When it comes to cutting, because now I'm getting into like the details. What kind of knives do you use? Is there like a specific brand? Is there a specific type?
Well, the type I think is the most important here. I mean, we've used several brands. Victorinox, actually no, Victorinox is a brand that we use a lot because, we use them all the time. They're durable. You can put a good edge on them again if you need to, and they're not super expensive. Victorinox is the same brand that makes the Swiss Army knife. Right, so we like that brand.
Victor knives.
Yes.
I just got some crazy serrated Japanese blades.
There's so many brands out there.
There's a lot, man. I spent it was like $230 for like 5 knives. And I just saw knives and got them.
Yeah.
Because the wife wanted some knives.
Yeah.
So I just got them. I'm somewhere, I don't know, TJ Maxx or something. So I see these box of knives and I grab them. I was like, okay, these are kind of heavy. They got to be good. I'm thinking I'm not going to spend any more than like $80.
Sure.
Man, I got to that register. That guy said, yeah, like 220 something. I was like, and I'm the type of guy, like once I get to the register and find out the price, I don't know why. It might be a pride or ego thing. I can't put it back. So
yeah, probably the same.
And when I opened it, there was no regrets.
Yeah.
The thing cut the air in half. They're sharp. I love them.
Yeah, the ones we have, they're great knives. They're not super expensive. The type of knife that we use is this is another thing. I learned that you only need 3 knives to break down a whole cow. You need a breaking knife, which is a pretty long knife. Well, they vary in length, but you need a pretty good breaking knife, and it's got a pretty thick blade. It's got some curve to it. And you need a boning knife, which kind of speaks for itself. The boning knives are smaller, thinner blade, and those are for, more detailed work when you're cutting meat off of a bone. And then the third thing you need is a handsaw, because I didn't have a bandsaw when I first started. So we were just cutting big cow bones in half with a big, handsaw.
Crazy.
Yeah,
surgery. Is this something you have to go to school for?
No, not at all. There's not really a lot in the way of formal education. I know that if you go to a culinary school, they'll cover this. I've talked to a few trained chefs, and they said, yeah, we had, maybe it was a couple of weeks where we broke down a lamb carcass or something like that. But that would be the extent of it. There might be more now. My understanding of the way this whole thing used to work was it was an apprenticeship trade. So you would just go to work under somebody and learn the trade. And but no, I didn't know anything, man. When I first started talking to people about this, they thought I was crazy. Like, you don't know anything about that. I'm like, yeah, but
that's the best part.
Yeah,
that's the best part.
I told my mom, I was like, no, but I have an internet connection.
Hey,
there's
YouTube University.
Man. Yeah, man.
YouTube University. What is this movie? What's the movie? It's this movie, right? She's autistic. And oh my goodness, what is it called? Pretty much the movie is about creating a stress-free environment for the cattle, for the livestock.
Oh, interesting.
And what she did, she was literally like studying the animals, no sharp curves, don't have anything hanging on like the what is it, like the cages or the fences or anything that.
This happened a while back. I think I know who you're talking about. Preston. No, it's from like the 50s or something, right?
Yeah,
I know who you're talking about. I can't think of her name either. No, she had a very big impact on. Man, there's gonna be a few people that are like, I can't believe you forgot her name.
I know. I'm tripping now. I'm gonna text my sister right now. I have to, because we would always watch it together, and she would just like weasel her way in, because like I guess like work like that is very male dominated.
Sure. Yeah.
And she was just like, I can do it too, and she had a real passion for it.
She has kind of a strange name, if I recall. She
loved the animals. This is why she got into it.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because that's one of the reasons I got into it. I have a great affinity for animals. I think that might be surprising to at least a few people. Man, I got 3 cats. Don't mess with my cats, man.
I got a kitty.
Yeah?
Yep, I got a kitty. Black and white tuxedo cat.
I got a black and white cat.
He's adorable. Oh, man. And he's scared all the time.
And now we're going to change narratives to just talk about cats.
Don't be butchering no kitties, man.
For the next, I don't know how much more time we have, but for the rest of the time,
this is your episode.
We will be talking about cats.
What is the strangest piece of meat that you've ever tried? And when I say strange, I mean that's not a meat that you can't go get.
I've had alligator.
Gator.
I really liked alligator, actually. Yeah, it tastes like this really juicy chicken.
Okay.
Which, you know what? Since we're talking about alligator, we could talk about why meat is the color that it is. Because alligator meat is white meat. And I just said it's like, it looks like chicken. Kind of tastes like chicken. And so why is beef red? Why is pork pink? Why is chicken white? Why is duck red? Why is turkey white? You ever think about that?
Not to that extent. I've wondered about it. Like, if it was a thought, it was a thought that was just lasted. Like, I don't know, maybe I had like an edible or something. It was like, hey, how come, do you think, because like it would just be like some stupid shit. Like, do you think the cow is racist to the chicken because it's different color of meat? Just some high shit.
I don't know.
But yeah, why is that? Like,
all right, I'll tell you how I learned this. Do you know what a turducken is?
What is it?
A turducken.
I heard about that.
Yeah,
I want to try
it's
it.
when you have like a turkey, and you put a better way to say it would be a chicken inside of a duck inside of a turkey. All right, and then you cook that whole thing. They're really popular in places like Louisiana, and you'll find a few places maybe out here in California that'll do them. So you have a chicken.
So that's white meat.
You have that's crammed inside of a duck, and then that's crammed inside of a turkey, and you cook the whole thing. All right. So and in order to achieve this, you have to take the bones out of all 3 of them. Now on the turkey, you would leave the drumsticks on there, and you'd leave the wings. So when you're finished and you tie it all back together, the turkey actually still kind of looks like a turkey, right? So I was making one of those for a customer, and this is a long time ago, man. This was probably 2012 or something like that, and somebody had ordered a turducken for Thanksgiving. And
is it expensive?
I mean they are, because there's
it's a lot of work, huh?
It's very laborious. And so I think I don't know what we charge anymore, but we used
Temple Grandin. Sorry,
that's it.
Temple Grandin.
I told you she had a weird name.
Temple Grandin. Go on. Sorry.
So this guy orders a turducken, and I was like, yeah, all right, I'll do it. And I'd never done it before, but I could bone out a chicken fine. I can bone out and if you can bone out a chicken, then you can bone out a duck, and you can bone out a turkey. It's all the same thing. They're all birds, at least. And as I was doing that, I have them laid out on the big cutting table that I had, and I was like, okay, there's the chicken, there's the duck, there's the turkey. White meat chicken, white meat turkey, red meat duck. That's interesting. They're all birds.
Right.
It's not like we were just cutting beef and, okay, beef's red, fine. Chicken's white. I'm not going to lose too much sleep over that. But
It'll make you wonder, though, like, how?
okay, so the duck is red meat. All right, so now we have to ask ourselves some questions like, okay, beef is red.
Mm-hmm.
Beef is red. Duck meat is red. What do ducks and cows have in common then, if they both have red meat? Because you can kind of say that a turkey is just a big chicken.
Right.
So they both have the same color meat. All right, fine. But that was what I got really interested in, and I started thinking about it and doing some research because, again, I have an internet connection, and I don't have to lay awake at night wondering these things. I could just go find the answers. Yep. Well, it has a lot to do with not so much what they eat, but how they eat. And if you can imagine, cows graze. So their movement patterns are very gradual, right? They're just roaming through a field, just grazing, on grass. And ducks, and think about their feet too. We have to pause right there. We have to think about the duck's feet and its beak versus the chicken's feet and its beak, and also the turkey and its beak and its feet. So the turkey and chicken, they both have talons, sharp feet, and they both have sharp beaks. Ducks have flat feet, so they can swim better, and their beak is flat. They're not predators, whereas chickens and turkeys are predators. And we could unpack the whole chicken being predator thing. But what do ducks and cows have in common? They graze for their food, and it's slow movement patterns. Of course, ducks will fly off into the sky if you shoot at them, right? But largely speaking, that's where we're getting at. And so you've got slow twitch muscle fiber, you've got fast twitch muscle fiber, because chickens, if you see them, they peck.
Yeah,
they've got these really herky jerky movement patterns. And I read it once that if an animal hunts its food, it will have white meat. If an animal grazes for its food, which is to say herbivore, it's going to have red meat, or in that direction at least.
That is, you learn something new every day.
It's pretty wild, right?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay, so where does, now I don't remember seeing it in your shop, probably because it wasn't there, but where does fish stand at in all of this? Is fish meat, or is fish
is meat?
Fish is meat?
Give me a break. And I might rub a few people the wrong way because in my social gatherings occasionally I'll come across somebody that says, I don't eat meat, but I eat fish. And I'm like, oh,
you eat meat, yo.
I don't know how to break this to you.
Yeah, you eat meat. You eat meat. Stop trying to put a label on yourself to be cool. You eat meat, pescatarian. You eat meat.
Yeah, it's meat.
So
it's flesh, right? I mean, we just got through talking about beef and chicken, specifically about the flesh itself, right? And we identify that as meat. And I've cut up a fish before. That's meat. Is it better for you? That's a whole different discussion, but
is it?
Well, good question. I don't know. I've done my research on fish, and obviously people have sensitivities about how meat is raised and or how livestock are raised.
Yeah, livestock in general.
And how it's harvested, is a big deal for people. And we throw around a lot of language like free range or cage free, or, I'm really curious about the fish aspect of it because the particularly the wild caught thing. and look, from a nutrition standpoint, yeah, wild caught fish is probably more nutritious than a farmed fish or something because it's eating its natural obligate diet. And when you get into farms that take good care of their livestock, they're emulating that same concept that, you know, we want our cows, for example, to eat their obligate diet, which is, for cows, it's grass. It's simple. But getting back to fish, I wonder about line caught is a really like expensive kind of fish, and I've been in some pricey seafood restaurants where they're like, this fish is line caught, bro. I'm like, oh. And then I started thinking about the stress thing.
Yeah.
Because we talked about stress.
Yeah.
I'm
a big believer in that.
So think about how stressed out a fish that is on a hook.
Right.
We've been fishing, is fighting for its life.
That's
like
stressful.
That's a pretty stressed out fish, man.
I think the probably the best tasting fish ever in the history of fish was, I was watching The Life of Pi, and he got that big old fish and he took it out instantly.
Yeah.
That might have been the best tasting fish right there. I've had shark steak. Not a fan.
I've never had shark.
I don't know if I cooked it wrong, but it was like, it had a very strong, bitter taste to it. It was different. It was enough for me not to want to try it again.
I mean, the first thing I would want to know is how old it was. Because here's another thing about cows. They are usually harvested after about 2 years. And one of the reasons for that is if you know, it's like we talked about, the more work a muscle does, the tougher it's going to be, right? And so, you know, if you were to let a cow wander around in a field for 5 years, all of that muscle is going to get really tough. And that's why, like, when you get into dairy cows or something like that, once they've given all the milk they can give, that cow is going to be hamburger. 100% of it. They're cutting steaks out of that. All of it is going into a grind. And the reason behind that is, even like we had said, even the filet mignons are going to be tough because that cow was, I don't know how long dairy cows live, but let's say it's 8 years or something like that. There isn't going to be one tender steak on that entire cow. So those will all just end up as ground beef. But then getting back to like the wild caught fish, it's like you wouldn't know how old it was. Sharks live a long time. I wonder how old that shark was. And maybe if it was a young shark, it would have tasted better.
That is crazy. What? My mind just went somewhere else, but those are pretty valid points.
It's just stuff I think about. And I don't know if I have, you know, as strong convictions about seafood as I do about, beef, pork, and chicken, because I don't really eat a lot of fish. But it's certainly something to think about, and people should talk about these things. And, the labels thing, I do have misgivings about labels because I feel like sometimes they feel warm and fuzzy, and, they make us feel good. But when you unpack them, there can be a little deception.
Yeah, I don't trust them shits, man. Cage-free, organic. Nah, these eggs are brown. I don't give a shit. Look. I don't know. If it's at a grocery store, I'm probably not going to trust it.
I understand.
It was all mass-produced, which means this is how I feel. If something's mass-produced, there's a lot less care that goes into it. Now, I could be wrong.
Well, you can do quantity or you can do quality, but you can't do both.
Nah, it's too hard.
With livestock, I should qualify that. With meat or with food in general, there's a gray area. There's an overlap there, but I do have convictions about that. You look at any food that's mass-produced. Food goes bad First of all.
And that's why I was wondering about aging
Yeah.
the meat, because without preservatives, I was, it's only a matter of time. It was like, oh yeah, let's get to the meat, and then we get to the meat, and it's rotted.
Yeah, I mean, I can quickly go over why it's safe, but it takes a little bit of an understanding of bacteria, and I'd mentioned the bacteria are surface dwellers, right? So first of all, the more surface area we have, the quicker it's going to go bad. And so think about that tri-tip. All right.
Big piece of
tri-tip, right? And so, but thinking about surface area, there's not a lot of surface area on a tri-tip. All right. If we took that tri-tip and we ran it through a grinder, and we would end up with ground tri-tip, right? Think about how much more surface area there's going to be. And it's almost an infinite more amount of surface area. And so now we've given the bacteria more room to grow. So that tri-tip that might have lasted in your fridge another 7 to 10 days, if we run it through a grinder, now you got like 3 days. All right. And so that's one aspect of it. The other aspect of it is that the bacteria that makes meat go bad is an aerobic bacteria. All that means is think about your exercising. If you're doing aerobic exercising, you're breathing hard, right? Go for a run. That's aerobic exercise. Get on a treadmill or jump rope or something. Those are all aerobic exercises because they make you breathe hard. And so the way to remember that about the aerobic bacteria is that they prosper in an oxygen-rich environment. And so when we run that tri-tip through a grinder, we've created more surface area and we've introduced more oxygen into that environment. So it's almost a perfect breeding ground for bacteria. So ground beef, if you buy a bunch of meat and you're trying to figure out which one to use first, use the ground beef first, because it's going to be the first to turn.
Noted. Maybe that's why they come in these vacuum sealed little tubes.
That's exactly why, because a vacuum seal is a reduced or zero oxygen environment
with minimal surface area. Look at me, man. Look at me. When it comes to all the products in your shop,
yep,
which one is your, let's go least favorite to favorite?
No, you're going to make me say least favorite. I don't know if I could say least favorite.
I know, that's
because I probably so
I love all my kids.
No, right? I guess the best way to say is like, which one do I not eat very often?
Yeah, there we go.
I think the one that I don't eat very often would be ground turkey. And the reason I don't is because it's always... we freeze it, and so I'm very spontaneous at the shop. I don't really plan ahead about what I'm going to have for dinner. So I'll just be like, hey, what do I want?
Shit.
And I look at the ground turkey, and I'm like, I can't take that because it's frozen. I don't have time to thaw it out. So that'd probably be the one I eat the least. My favorite, if it's just me and I'm cooking for myself, it's a ribeye steak.
Okay.
Without question. If I have a group of people to cook for, let's say I've got 3 to 5 people to cook for, tri-tip for sure. It's easy. Tri-tips have an uncanny ability to feed a lot of people. It's kind of unbelievable, because I could knock down a 24-ounce steak, no problem. And tri-tips are usually only like 2.5, 3 pounds, thereabouts. You can feed 8 people with one of those somehow.
That's exactly
what
we did. That's exactly what we did. It was 6.
Yeah.
And the kids, man, they went ham. No pun intended. They went ham on it. I think the next, if I can help myself and not get another fillet, I think my next choice, I'm gonna have to go with the Wagyu. And if I'm not mistaken, you have 2, right? You have the ground beef, and what's the other one?
Oh, are you talking about the Wagyu burger?
Right.
Yeah. We've got Wagyu burgers. We have a ribeye burger, which like I said, you can grind up anything. You can grind up ribeye burgers or ribeye steaks. I'll tell you how we generate those, because I think for some people it might be a little counterintuitive. Why would you grind ribeye? Oh my gosh, that seems, like a waste almost. Mother Nature doesn't really deal in uniformities. All steaks are cut out of a roast, right? And so when we get these big, we call them export ribs, but you'd know it as prime rib. So maybe around Christmas time, your mom or your grandma's cooking a big prime rib roast, right? That's the way that's how we get them off the cow, and we cut our steaks out of those. Now, because they're not perfect little rectangles that you can cut good steaks out of, they're oblong, and you might get to the end, and you got this chunk here that you're not going to be able to cut a good steak out of. So, as we cut our ribeye steaks, we generate these off pieces that aren't going to make for a good steak. That's what we use for the ribeye burger, and they're delicious.
How many different products are there?
How many different products are there on a cow?
Yeah.
Oh, man. The interesting thing about it is it's regional, because I'm sure that anybody who's moved to, let's say, Ventura from the East Coast has probably never heard of a tri-tip. And the people who move to the East Coast from Ventura probably can't find a tri-tip. There's a lot of regionality to it. And so I can tell you that if you've seen those beef charts, right?
Yeah.
And so,
like
going
15 different
So
things.
These are called primals. And from the anterior to posterior, we would go chuck, rib, loin, round. And then going to the bottom part, we would go brisket, flank, sirloin. I mean, there's nuance because they're not all the same, but that's a pretty macro way of looking at it. But you want to talk about brisket?
Yeah. So we're okay because I remember the first time I had brisket too, and it kind of like brisket is it. It tastes as good as carnitas to me.
Sure.
What animals does the brisket come from?
It's cow.
That's cow too.
Yeah.
So is it safe to say your main focus of the meat is cow?
Yeah, and that's just a byproduct of demand. We sell more beef than anything else. There's some nuance in there as well. We sell a lot of chicken breast, man. This community loves chicken breast, and the ones we sell are dynamite too. I know why they love them, because I love them too. But brisket is the pectoral muscle of a cow.
Okay.
And so there's two. But it gets back to what we were talking about the more work a muscle gets, the tougher it'll be. You can't cut good steaks out of brisket. This animal's walking around like this all day long. This whole muscle group gets a ton of work, right? And so it's tough muscle. But if you treat it right, if you know what to do with a brisket, you can make it taste as good as anything.
Yeah, put some barbecue sauce on that brisket. Man,
Yeah,
that
man.
is different. What are the no-nos? What are the complete no-nos? Let's bring it back to the filet again.
Yep.
Because that's what I had. What is a big no-no to do for that?
You mean besides put steak sauce on it?
Right.
In my opinion, filet mignon in particular is going to be much better rare, and that's sort of where I err on the side of rare with most steaks, but filet in particular because of how lean it is, which we were talking about marbling before. Mm-hmm. There's no marbling in a filet. It's one of the leanest muscles on the whole animal, and so if you were to take that lean piece of meat and take it into the 165 degree range, it's going to start to dry out on you. And, nobody wants that. Right. And that's when you have to use steak sauce. right? Because you've dried your piece of meat out. So that's one of my personal no-nos. Lean meat, eat it rare, and that includes pork. All right, you can eat pork rare, ladies and gentlemen. You can eat pork
I
rare.
did not know. Cause like in my culture, we cooking shit. We cooking it. We are cooking it.
Well, you're not alone. That was we had trichinosis to worry about for a long time, and so when I was growing up, even my mom would absolutely annihilate pork chops.
Oh yes,
it's like
yes, burnt.
You could have put those things on your feet and gone for a run. You know what I mean? I mean, those things are just tough.
If it's not burned, it's not cooked.
And so now when I hear somebody say I don't really like pork chops, my knee-jerk reaction is, that's because you're overcooking them.
I could not tell you how many years it's been since I've had pork, period.
Yeah.
What I've learned recently is I went through a lot of phases. I went through no cooked food at all.
Interesting.
I went through fish. I went through, just different diet phases. And I'm at the point now to where even the things that we're not supposed to eat, I'll eat it in moderation. Like me, I'm really big on.
Can they see the funnel cake that you have on?
Oh yeah,
on the table?
you guys know my sweet tooth.
Is this your funnel cake phase?
You guys know my sweet tooth. I had chicken pasta earlier, but I was really big on no pork, and that was just going through these different diet phases. I watched my body react differently to each one of them, whether it was just all fruit and vegetables and nuts, just different variations of how I was eating.
Sure.
From the way my skin looked, from even the different smells of when I would go to the bathroom. I went through everything. For me, the best thing to do is just eat. I can eat whatever I want as long as it's not too much of each thing. Sure. Moderation is very important. So I might have that slice of bacon. I might, but I haven't had it in forever.
When's the last time you had bacon?
I couldn't tell you.
Really?
I really could not tell you.
Interesting.
At one point, I went without eating meat for so long that when I did have it, I got a little dizzy and I got a headache.
Yeah.
And it was with red meat. I think I might have had like a burger or something and just felt like this doesn't feel right. It didn't feel right. I felt like sluggish, and then my face would get oily. But just I'm talking about black people now. Ease up on the red meat. We're not supposed to be eating it all the time like that. You got to ease up on it. Ease up on it.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, it's definitely like a culture thing. Like black people and red meat, it tastes good and we will eat the hell out of it, but it'll do a body bad.
All right.
I just think you should eat it in moderation, and that's with anything. Eat it in moderation. Like I know white meat has treated me a lot better than red meat has. Red meat does taste better. Up until I had that filet.
Don't get me wrong. I love boneless chicken thighs. One of my favorite things to eat. I grill those things up, man. If somebody told me tomorrow, the only thing you can eat for the rest of your life is boneless chicken thighs, I'd be like, okay. All right, that's fine.
All right, that's a first, because my favorite meat like that is carnitas.
Sure.
That's my favorite meat. That is my favorite. I'll put it on everything. I'll put it in a peanut butter jelly sandwich. I love it. Carnitas is my favorite meat up until I had that filet. And that's what I was saying about the Wagyu. When I had the Wagyu tacos, it tastes so good that it was scary. And I don't want to be a traitor to
my life is different now. Yeah.
I don't want to be a traitor to my carnitas food. That shit is delicious.
Have you made carnitas at home?
No, I won't make it, because if I mess it up, I'm going to be scarred.
What if I told you that it was phenomenally easy?
Then I'm trying it.
You should. But so now we have to talk about pork butt, or what you use to make carnitas is pork butt.
Okay.
How do you feel about eating pork butt?
Have I had it? I don't think I had
Well,
it.
if you've eaten carnitas, you've had it.
Oh, okay.
And here's another little mind-blowing factoid. Pork butt is the shoulder.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Why not just call it pork shoulder?
Well, some places do. But, it goes back to colonial America, actually. And they used to store pork in big wooden barrels called butts. And predominantly what you would have in those big butts of pork would be the shoulder. So it wasn't the loin or the tenderloin or anything, because that stuff sold faster or was used quicker. So the accumulation was largely the shoulder. And so you'd buy your butt of pork, and it'd have a bunch of pork shoulders in there. And so here we are 200 some odd years later, and we still call it pork butt.
Pork butt. So you said tenderloin, and that triggered something for
Yeah.
me. Is chicken tenders tenderloins?
No. Well, these. Okay. My wife's gonna laugh when I say this. That's semantics. Because if you've ever taken a chicken breast off of, if you've ever cut up a chicken before and you take the boneless breast off of the sternum there is a piece that folds out, and it looks like it's not part of the breast, as it were. But I don't think that's what most places are, because there aren't enough of those. There's only 2 on a chicken, right? And so if everybody's using that little piece of that comes off the breast to make chicken tenders, I think they'd be a lot more expensive if that's what they were using. They're using chicken breast.
All right.
Chicken tenders or chicken breast. Unless you really are if you're a really great cook, then you would use chicken thighs. Chicken tenders made from chicken thighs. I'm surprised no one's ever done that before. I bet it would be phenomenal.
I love chicken tenders.
Me too.
I love
Well,
chicken.
you got that Raising Cane's place over here. Ever been there?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. I like the bread.
Well, they do the Texas toast thing.
Yeah,
right?
that's what it is. Yeah, I like Cane's. Some people knock it. It's too bland. It's too plain. It's fresh. It's fresh, and it's hot.
Is that your favorite chicken tender?
Nah. My favorite chicken spot is Classic Chickens. They don't have one, and I don't think they have one in California.
I've never heard of it. Where were you finding those?
I was in Louisiana.
Oh.
I was in Louisiana, and it was crazy because it was right across the street from a Popeye. So I had both. And for me to say that any chicken is better than Popeyes, it better be pretty damn good chicken. Popeyes is the best chicken that I can get to on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Popeyes is, I don't know what they're doing to it, but Popeyes is amazing to me. I'm not a big fan of KFC. I've had too many sour pieces of chicken at KFC to where I'm just not going to eat it anymore. But when it comes to frying chicken, let me start with this question.
Sure.
There's so many different ways to just cook meat.
Sure.
You can grill it. You can
braise it, fry it, smoke it.
Yeah.
Roast it, smoke. There's a whole lot of them.
I think the one that I'm most intrigued by is smoking it. What's the one that gets you the most? What's the one that's like, okay, I gotta have this fried chicken, or I gotta have this smoke? Can you smoke steak? Like, can you smoke?
You could, but I don't know that you should.
Okay.
This is gonna sound really sort of elusive, and like I don't want to come down on anything, but I don't know that I have a favorite cooking technique. I have techniques that I like to use for certain cuts. So like when we brisket, this is a great example, and this is super trendy right now because the Traeger smokers have become very popular and relatively inexpensive. So now the prevalence of people smoking briskets in their backyard has gone up like this.
Yes.
Over the past 5 years, right? And we've seen it firsthand. So there are things you should smoke. There are things you should barbecue, there are things you should grill. And it has a lot to do with the temperature range. And this is where a lot of folks, I think, might be a little vague on the difference between smoking, barbecuing, and grilling. And it's pretty simple. And even some barbecues you buy, like if you buy like a Weber propane grill, it'll have that thermometer on the top of it. And it goes from 0 and it goes all the way up to, I don't know, let's say 750 or something like that. And it'll have stages on that thermometer. It'll say smoke, barbecue, grill, right? And so I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, so grilling and barbecuing are different?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they are actually. And so smoking is different. Smoking, we use low temperature ranges. Think 225 degrees, something like that. Barbecuing, think 350 degrees. Your tri-tip is a great candidate for putting on the barbecue. And then when we start to get upwards into grilling, we're thinking, into the 400 degree range, maybe even north of that. And when we have a high temperature like that, let's say 400 degrees, we can't put anything really tough on there, because when we were talking about brisket earlier, I said you can't gut steaks out of brisket, right? It's too tough. It's coming out of here. You could cut something that looks like a steak out of brisket, and you could throw it on a 400 degree grill and sear. Good luck trying to cut that with a knife. It's going to be extremely tough. There's a lot of muscle fiber. And there's several examples on a cow or even pig that you wouldn't want to treat with high temperatures. You wouldn't want to grill baby back ribs, for example, or beef short ribs. I don't know that, I would smoke a ribeye steak, that's maybe 1.25 inches thick, because what do I want to do with a steak? I want to get that grill insanely hot. I want it screaming hot, and I want to go bang, bang.
Uh-oh. Hold up. Let there be light.
I thought that was mood lighting. Started talking about ribeye, and it was like, all right, now we're getting somewhere. So yeah, I want to sear a ribeye on both sides. I want it to be really quick, and that's one of the things that about why steaks are more expensive than roasts. Well, because they're easier to cook.
Oh.
You don't have to do much to it. Filet mignon's expensive. I mean, you can get into yield a little bit too, but that's a little bit of a rabbit hole.
I can't lie, real quick though. That filet mignon made me feel like a fucking chef. I didn't really have to do much. I don't know why. Something told me, look, just put it on a low temp, throw it on there, and just hang out with it. Yeah. And because I'm a guy, I like to think that I can cook, but I can cook to survive. I can't cook for like the best of flavor and technique. Yeah. But as soon as it started smelling good, that's when I was like, okay, we're almost there.
Your nose knows.
There. But no, that's an interesting take. If it's expensive, the more it costs, the easier it is to cook. That makes sense.
And these are simple. Like it'd be like cutting your own hair, for example. You could save money, cut your own hair, or you could pay somebody to do it for you. And so the more work you take on, the more money you will save. And so if you want to cook something that's going to take a little more labor to get it right, it's going to be cheaper than something that you just have to,
Hey, we pay for convenience in America, all right? We pay for convenience. Damn.
Well, think of it this way. You could buy carnitas, for example. Mm-hmm. Making it at home is significantly cheaper than eating out. Because not only are you buying the food when it's cooked, you're also paying for the labor of all the people that cooked it. If it's in a restaurant, well, they got bills to pay. There's all this cost that goes into it. And so I'm going to teach you how to make carnitas, and you're probably never going to eat out again.
Probably. Look, it'll do the good. It'll do me some good because the missus, yeah.
You got a crock pot?
I do have a crock pot.
Then all you need is some pork.
I would see, and now that we're talking about cooking utensils, what is allowed to go in the air fryer? Because I love that thing. That thing is dangerously easy to use. I have brought back 4-day-old French fries back to life.
Fire them up.
With an air fryer.
Fire them up. I don't know. I use my air fryer a little bit. I know I've put steaks in it and gotten some pretty fantastic results actually, which I was surprised by. And then I started thinking like, gosh, why do I even need a grill? I could just throw everything in here, right? But it's limiting in regards to how small it is.
Areas.
I don't know. I think we should push the boundaries and find out where those are. You know, new frontier of cooking.
Hey, I have a 3-foot by 2-foot griddle. When they make an air fryer that big, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. The missus is never touching a utensil in her life. I'm throwing everything on there.
So wait a second. You said you threw 3-day-old French fries in the air fryer?
Yeah, in the air fryer.
That's
they
incredible.
were like new.
That's
they were
incredible.
hot. They were crispy. It didn't have that old flavor to it.
This might be the most important message you have for the public.
Hey, look.
Don't throw your French fries away. I don't care how long it's been.
Don't do it. Throw them in the air fryer.
Zap.
Dude, I've made toast in the air fryer.
Sure.
I just threw shit in there just to throw it in there just to see what would happen. Like I'm this close to putting an egg in a foil.
Why not?
Right? I'm about to do it.
It would work. It would absolutely work.
The air fryer, that had to be the thing. What is it called? Evolution. That was evolution right there.
Yeah.
That was me seeing the wheel be invented. That air fryer. I don't even want a microwave anymore.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. It seems like the air fryer too. It's like it just came out of nowhere.
It did. It really did.
And then all of a sudden, everybody's got one. Like, wait a second. I didn't even know this was a thing. And
yeah, sorry, George Foreman, your grill's out of here, man. Sorry, with that air fryer. Oh, I'm gonna come.
You know
over
what's
and
funny
own my
about the
air fryer.
George Foreman? There's no temperature control on it. It's just on or off. It's just off or
It's
800
like an
degrees.
automatic. It's like an automatic Honda on cruise control. You're not gonna get a ticket in it. It's safe. That's dummy proof. I remember when I don't know if I remember when they first came out, but I remember when my grandma got one.
George Foreman.
Yep,
Yeah.
the grill. Yep, she just put she would have a little oil trap, a little oil pan, and just put it in there. Throw the burgers on there, then clean it, and throw some waffles in there.
Yep.
Throw some pancakes in there, and everything was great. It was like the air fryer before the air fryer.
Let me ask you something about that oil. Did she reuse it?
So what we would do is she would reuse it, but she would use it for like she would do the same thing with the bacon grease too.
Yeah, good.
She would. I always remember this for breakfast. She would make before anything. She would make the bacon first, and then she'd scramble some eggs using that same bacon grease. That's right. Man, are you kidding me? That's childhood right there.
Yeah,
If
my
you
grandmother
haven't
would
had
do the same
eggs
thing.
made
Man.
from the bacon grease, I don't know what to tell you. It is amazing.
Or even the pancakes cooked in the same pan.
Yep.
And they would get that crust on the outside of them. The bacon grease crust on pancakes. Man.
You just bite it and all this grease just oozes out. Oh, and just absorbed
That's
it like
when I
a
was just like,
sponge.
I'm blessed. God loves me.
Right there with you. I am right there with you. And you better not put your grandma's cast iron in the dishwasher. You better not. You better not. She won't cook for you no more. My grandma, my great grandma and my grandma, they would make. Well, my grandma, she's still here, so
Yeah.
she would make homemade syrup.
Syrup.
And what it is, I promise you, it's the best thing. It is.
Wait a second. Has she got one of those trees out back with the tap on it?
Nope. She just took. And when I found out how they did it, I was like, oh, you guys are crazy for that. They just took a bunch of sugar, a little bit of water, and they would put it on high heat, and they would stir it until it would literally turn into a syrup.
What? So it wasn't maple syrup.
No, it wasn't maple
Got it,
syrup.
okay.
No. It was just cane sugar,
Yeah.
a bunch of it, put a little bit of water. It's like how you would do with rice.
Okay.
And high heat till it just started to boil.
Sure.
It is, I can taste it now.
What? Wow.
And I thought they did some special thing to it, and no, it's just sugar and hot, and it's just sugar and water, and you just boil the hell out of it.
Interesting.
And it literally it looked like honey.
What?
And what always scared me about cooking with sugar is that sugar burns.
Yes.
If you're not careful, sugar will catch on fire. If you put sugar over a flame in a pan or something, sugar will catch on fire. It'll burn. It'll smoke your whole house out. So you got to be careful when you're cooking with sugar. I bet you didn't know that, wifey. Yeah. She hates when I cook because I don't use seasonings when I cook.
Yeah.
I don't. I told her I believe if you have to put anything on the meat is probably not that good to begin with.
Yeah. Salt. I mean, I'm a fan of salt. But I'm inclined to agree with you. A good flavored steak. Like I said, I like ribeye. I don't think ribeye needs much help. Now, does that mean I never put any kind of a rub on it? No, I will occasionally. But if all you have is salt and a good steak, you'll be fine.
Okay. What about like marinades? When it comes to marinades,
yeah.
When it comes to like how long are you marinating certain meats for?
Sure.
Like, can you make your own marinade? Like, what is that process like?
Yeah, marinades can come in super handy for a couple reasons. There's only a handful of reasons to do it, really, to introduce a flavor profile, and if you've got the right mixture in there, you can literally tenderize.
Okay, is that when they have the hammer with the spikes on it?
That's tenderizing, but you can actually use a marinade to tenderize meat, and so there's some functionality in that as well. Carne asada, liquid marinade, and if you were to use a tougher piece of meat, you could literally make that meat more tender with a 24-hour marinade, in a bag, in a plastic bag or a vacuum seal bag or something like that. But you don't have to marinate anything. And I think we've heard this question quite a bit in the shop. Do I have to marinate that? Well, no. This is America. You don't have to marinate anything if you don't want to. But the question is, what do you want it to taste like? What is it that you're trying to achieve? And then we can unpack whether or not you should marinate it.
Okay.
But no, you don't have to marinate if you don't want to.
I think, to me, the most boring piece of meat, I'm sorry, the most boring piece of meat without doing anything to it, to me, is chicken. It's like, I feel like with chicken, you have to do something to it for it to taste good. If you don't do anything to it, it just tastes very bland. Yeah. It's very plain.
Now, I would say that's what makes chicken so great. Because you can take it in any direction you want. It's got a neutrality to it that makes it useful in kitchens because you want spicy, you want sweet, you want savory.
Got it.
You could take it in any direction, and while that might be true with beef as well, chicken's just a lot more Realquicctho. So
I like that. Hey, chicken is the canvas for you to do whatever you want.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
Don't experiment with my carnitas. Don't experiment with my fillets. Don't.
What if somebody came to you with chicken carnitas? What would you do?
I'd eat it. I would. So I'm pretty much open to trying anything.
Sure.
Like if you know me, I like to eat. I will.
But
try
anything.
Carnitas
is pork.
Right.
And
Right.
so if somebody's like, we got chicken carnitas over here, it's not at least part of you that's like, get out of here with that. That's not carnitas.
Kind of, but that's like the same thing that'll make me even want to go towards it more. It's like, nuh-uh, let me see it. You're full of shit. Let me see it though. Really?
I could teach you how to make chicken carnitas, and or at least chicken that would taste like pork carnitas.
Okay, so now that I'm down for, because if I did chicken carnitas, the chicken would be my justification for eating it. It's like, I'm not just eating pork, I'm eating this too. Like, yeah, I have a funnel cake, but I'm not gonna drink soda after. I'm just gonna drink water.
Man, I think washing that down with the soda would be awesome.
Why am I like this? I'm like a fake health nut.
A fake health nut?
I'm like, cause I don't drink soda at all.
No?
Like, if let's say I had like a night of drinking, I'll have like a half a cup of ginger ale with like half ginger ale, half water.
Yep.
To ease my stomach, but soda kind of scares me because I can't pronounce half the shit that's in there.
Yeah, it's murky waters, man, for sure.
Fanta's the greatest soda I've ever had, but
Fanta? What's your favorite flavor?
I think it's the strawberry one. I think strawberry Fanta is my favorite one. There's something about it. It's just liquid candy. It's so dangerous, and I want to chug it, but it's like, if I do, I'm not going to be able to move. So I water and alcohol.
Yeah.
Water and alcohol. Water, Corona, and Woodford Reserve bourbon.
Woodford Reserve, is that a high-end bourbon?
I would say it's middle class.
All right.
It's enough to turn like, ooh, what's that? That looks cool. It's one of those. It's one of those.
I feel like with bourbon, what I had learned was, the smokier it smells, the more I probably shouldn't buy it because it's too expensive.
Yeah.
Something about the smokiness of it, and I don't know a lot about bourbon or whiskey or any of that.
Yeah, same.
Scotch.
I just know how to buy it. I know how to drink it, and I know how to buy it. I remember the first time I thought I could just knock a bottle of bourbon down. Absolutely
It knocked you down.
Yes. Absolutely not. It's not Henny. It's not vodka. You can't just knock a bottle of that back. That is a grown man drink, and you will respect that damn bottle. And I have. And I do. When it comes to the different meats, right? You have, when people think steak, they automatically think mashed potatoes and asparagus, chicken maybe with some macaroni and cheese.
Yeah. Why not?
What would be the perfect pair? Like, what is the dream pair? What is like the go-to mix and, or not mix and match, but the 1-2 punch for you?
With like a steak?
Sense. Yeah, with a steak, with a chicken, with anything.
I am such a sucker for garlic mashed potatoes with the skin mixed into it.
Ooh.
It's something you don't see very often because you can get the garlic mashed potatoes, and that's all fine and good. But when they blend it up with the skin still in there, something incredibly magical about
The
that.
potato skin?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah. It adds a little crunch to it.
Yeah, it gives a little more texture, and I'm really sensitive about textures. Sometimes I feel like mashed potatoes can be a little too mushy. I don't really like mushy food at all. So giving it a little body, if you will,
of course,
is appealing. I mean, mac and cheese is magic. You can never go wrong there. I actually I've made mac and cheese from scratch, and it's like you had said about, I wish I hadn't eaten that because now I'm gonna want it all the time. I wish I hadn't made that because now, anytime I have anything else, I'm like, this isn't great.
Yeah, you
What I made
spoil
at
it
home
for
was
yourself.
so magical. And I made it for a friend's was it a birthday party? I made this huge, I got one of those disposable bins from the grocery store, right? The ones you could just throw away when you're done. And I I put so much cheese and milk and all these dairy products in there. And I remember I put it, you put the pasta in. I actually put it out on my smoker for a little while, and which gave it some smokiness. And I remember carrying that to the car, and I was like, this is not a low calorie food, man. This is so.
My
this
stomach
thing's
is
heavy
bubbling already. Because I'm lactose intolerant, so I'm strapped and ready to go to war. Like, hey, missus. Oh yeah, it's about to
Can't
be
you use
Chevron.
like Lactaid? You ever try that?
I've tried it once, and it's supposed to like break down the enzymes and stuff like that. Or yeah, she pushes that on me a lot.
What about this A2 milk? Have you seen this?
A2 milk.
Yeah.
I think I have. I see a lot of ads on YouTube for it. It's either that or like Fairlife or something.
Yeah, I had to learn what A2 milk was because we started selling this brand in the shop, and it has A2 on there, and I'm like, all right, I got to go learn what this is. It's kind of fascinating, actually, and they say that it helps some people digest milk easier. So all milk used to be A2, and it actually has to do with the proteins in milk. There's the casein protein, and then there's the whey protein.
Yeah.
Right? And so this has to do with the casein protein. All of the milk used to have A2 casein protein. And then there was a genetic mutation last century in the 20th century, and it caused all of the casein protein to go to A1. And then that's when, according to the things that I've read, that's when people started having problems digesting dairy. And so the thought is, the technique actually is that these farmers have bred out the A1 protein. So the thing that is presumably making it difficult for people to digest dairy, they're breeding that out, and they're controlling that protein with breeding the cows properly. So maybe I'm not one to make promises, but maybe A2 could make it easier for you.
Maybe, because you guys ruined it for me, man. I can't even have a scoop of ice cream without lighting up the house.
It's that kind of party, huh?
It's bad.
It's the gas.
Like for me, it's bad. And then I always just thought it was like, well, cow's milk is for cows. So where's the breast milk at? Where's the human breast milk at?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking the world. Where is it at? Because I got so bad to the point I was like, I don't think I'm supposed to be eating this. Because cheese was cheese was an issue. Ice cream was an issue. Like I couldn't have a glass of milk without just.
That's tragic.
I wouldn't even have to try. It's just like, oh, there it is. There goes a silent creeper right there. Now, I'm killing roses. I'm clearing rooms. I can't do it. I cannot do it. It's amazing. It tastes amazing. I can't do it. You mean to tell me I can't have cornbread with a little bit of that's made with milk and butter? Like, it sucks.
All right. I saw this on TV the other day. There was an argument about cornbread or biscuits. I'm from the South.
Whereabouts?
I'm from East Tennessee.
Okay.
Where are you from?
My grandparents. I got grandparents from there. Well, I'm from here, but my roots are Louisiana, Texas, Tennessee.
No kidding. Go Big Orange, by the way. Cornbread or biscuits? This is a tough one.
That is hard one.
I was thinking about it. I was like, I don't know, man.
That's a hard one. Cornbread or biscuits? This is going to be a hell of a clip. Oh, my God.
See, because I thought, I was like, well, knee jerk, I went biscuits. Because where I'm from, and I try to tell people about this, if they're thinking of moving to Tennessee, I hope you like biscuits because they are everywhere. You know how we do tortillas at restaurants here? That's what they do with biscuits in
Yep.
the South, man. They're on every dinner table. It doesn't matter what time of day it is. Here's some biscuits. And so knee jerk, I went biscuits, but then I started thinking about cornbread, and I was like, you could have cornbread for breakfast.
Yes, you can.
There's nothing stopping you from doing that.
You go get a Jiffy box, make some cornbread, or so that question automatically it hits me to where it's like specifics now. It's Lucille's biscuits or hot water cornbread. My grandma makes the best hot water cornbread, and what I would do for some hot water cornbread. If anybody out here in the 805 knows where or how to make hot water cornbread, hit me up. And then the cool story about Lucille's, my grandma, she knew Lucille. She knows Lucille.
Really?
She knew Lucille like back when she used to just give food away from out of her kitchen.
Interesting.
And now she has places all over America.
How about that? How about that? That's
Right?
pretty wild, man.
Right? Like, yeah, I haven't been to Lucille's in a while either, but Lucille's, they have good smoked ribs. I love their biscuits with the, what is it, the apple honey butter?
Apple honey butter, I know about. See, but we have to remove, in this cornbreads versus biscuits thing, we can't think about what you could put on them.
Okay.
Because I was thinking like, man, you put a piece of butter on cornbread and it's just
over.
like a game over.
But
then I was like, that's not fair because you could put butter on biscuits too. I've got to tell you, I'm leaning cornbread.
I think
really,
I'm
really
leaning
am.
cornbread too. Because the hot water cornbread, like that hot water cornbread, I don't know what it is about it.
Here, this is it right here, and this is how I can definitively say I'm team cornbread. I've had some bad biscuits before, right? Mm-hmm. You've had biscuits where you're like,
yes.
I've never had a bad piece of cornbread.
I have, and that was only because
you're spoiled because of the hot water cornbread.
Something like that. But it's like if I go somewhere and I have somebody else's cornbread, the air fryer.
Well, hang on a second. What? No. Okay. Yes, you could do it. You could do it, and you should try. Is your air fryer one of the ones that's got like the bend that you pull out, or is it the one that's got the door that you?
Yeah, it's got a hood.
The door. Okay,
it's got a hood on it.
So you'd need to just get some sort of pan that you could put in there, but then why not? My grandmother used to make cornbread in an iron skillet, and now thinking back, like that is, I didn't know how legit that was at the time, but
that might be not the only way, but that might be the best way to go.
It's probably the best way to go.
The iron skillets, the cast iron skillets, the ones that are like 50 years old and been passed down. Those are the ones right there.
Yeah.
Those are the ones.
Yeah, I like those. There's a couple of guys on the gram that they've got these cast iron accounts, and they restore cast irons from like the 1800s. It's pretty nice. They'll find something that's just beat to hell, right? It's got all kinds of stuff hanging off of it, and they restore these things. I don't know. I could watch that all day.
Restoration videos, period. They'll just have me hooked. I don't care what.
They're good, right?
It can be cars.
You're probably right.
The one that got me of recent is the one where the guys, they restore like the rugs.
Rugs. Oh yeah, where they got them.
And it's just
why
going
is
over
that
it a
so
million
appealing?
times. It's just like, damn.
Yeah, I've seen a few of those.
Somebody paid that man $500 to restore their Hello Kitty mat from.
I find myself wanting to do that job too.
Yeah, it
I'm
looks
like,
so
man,
satisfying.
I could just give it all up, go open a rug cleaning.
You got
business,
a dirty rug? I'll give it here.
Bring it on down.
They're stepping on it. I think it's just like watching all the dirty water come off of it, and they squeeze it away, and then they do it again, and then it just gets lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter. And it's like, we're getting close. I mean, I watched them so much to the point where I'm fast forwarding. I fast forwarded.
Yeah.
I like another one too. What do they call them? The ASM videos, ASMR videos.
Yeah, is that what they make? That they hold the microphone way up close like this?
Yep.
Yeah.
They have the mics are all extra concentrated on the crunch or the squishes. With the one too, another one that got me is it's this glass fruit.
Glass fruit?
And people are like taking knives. It has to be AI. They're taking knives and they're cutting glass fruit, and the knife goes through it like butter, and you can just hear just.
Oh.
And like I saw apple, I saw orange, I saw somebody did like a glass shoe. It's pretty cool because it's all like super clear too.
Yeah.
It's like a diamond out.
I feel like I did see one of those. I didn't know what it was.
I like that shit. I like that shit. Hey, is the air fryer the AI of cooking?
Man, you might be onto something there.
Man, I'm fucking mind blown. Air fry AI. A fry? AI and A fry? I swear, you guys, I'm not on the edible. I swear.
Do you know anybody that like refuses to use AI?
Almost. Now, there was one girl. I can't remember where I met her. I want to say I met her at Realquicctho's Burnt Out show every Thursday at Vita Live. 6 doors open at 6. Show starts at 7:38. It's improv comedy. Sometimes we do improv. Sometimes we do an open mic. But if you're looking for something to do on a Thursday, and if you think you're funny or if you know you're funny, come get on the Realquicctho's Burnt Out show. I had made a theme song for the show, right? I cooked it up in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe even less than that. I typed in a prompt. I put the prompt into the AI generator, and boom, it came out with a song. The instruments, the verses, the chorus, everything. Yeah, like I put little layers on here and there. But it brought my 4-day-old French fries back to life. That's what that shit did. That's what that shit did. So to answer your question, yeah, she didn't like the fact that it was AI.
Interesting.
Because she's a musician.
Oh, okay.
And she makes the music. So I understand it. But just figure out how to use the tool. Get with the times. Like,
yeah, probably more in that
I was against Snapchat and Instagram. I didn't want everybody knowing what the hell I was doing every second of the day. I didn't give a shit. I don't care what you're a cheesecake. Congratulations. I'm at work. I didn't care about that. But eventually I got with it because, in a way it's selfish of me because your loved ones really do want to know what you're up to.
Sure.
That moment. Like, damn, what is he doing? He just posted on his story. Let me see what he's doing.
Yeah, right.
So I got with it. I got with it. I'm hip now. I like AI. I want to learn how to use AI as far as like creative and promotional purposes. Why not? Why not?
I think you used the right word. It's a tool, right?
Yeah.
To be hardlined about it would be, think of when they first came out with forks. Were there people going, no, forks.
What? You're supposed to use your hands.
We shouldn't
You're
be
a traitor
doing
to
this.
your hands. You're not using the utensils God gave you. This is all the fork you should need.
This is all the fork that I need.
The fuck is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? But yeah, it's just a tool that I use to, make
That's
things
the way I
a little
look
easier.
at it. It's a tool.
Yeah. I'm sticking with that. The air fryer is the AI of cooking.
I think you could write a good joke out of that. There's something there.
Some's there.
There's something there. Because, it came out, what? 4 years? I don't know. How long have air fryers even been around? See, that's something I wondered because how is it that we had microwaves before we had air fryers? And I know very little about microwave technology, but it seems like it would be harder to make a microwave than it would to be to make an air fryer.
Yeah, like an air fryer.
But how they just
super hot hair dryer?
Right. Like, how did it take us so much longer? The microwaves came out in what, the 60s, 70s, something like that? We got air fryers about 10 minutes ago. How's that possible?
Man, they're just worldwide. Like I have all of this shit. I got a magic bullet. I have like 2 juicers. Now those are something else.
Juicers.
A lot of work. There's a lot of work and they're very high maintenance, but the end result, yeah.
So you don't go to blenders in the grass or?
Nah, if I'm lazy, I'll go there. But if I feel like if I want to feel better about myself, I want to build some character. Hey, you see that juice in there? I made it. I took each and every vegetable and I put it in there and I put the little and then did it piece by piece, veggie by veggie, fruit by fruit. I made my own green juice. This is homemade. Now you can go to Blenders if you want to.
Yeah.
This is a diamond right here. This is the Gucci of green juices right here. Handcrafted.
Handcrafted, that's right.
This is handcrafted immunity boosting green juice right here.
I got a few of those little, I have an air fryer. I have an Instant Pot. Do you have an Instant Pot?
I think we got one of those too. We got one of those rice cookers.
You can make your carnitas in the Instant Pot. It would take about 45 minutes.
See? Yeah. I'm about to put some pounds on.
Yeah.
I think out of everything though, it's not a counter cooking utensil.
Yeah.
But I think my favorite thing to cook on, it has to be the griddle. That just might be the man in me. It has to be my griddle.
Yeah, a little electric griddle. Yeah, you can make so many things on it.
So mine is bootleg. I'll tell everybody the secret, okay? Because the one that I wanted was like $4,000.
Oh, wow.
It was huge.
Man, I was thinking of like the $40 ones you get at Target. I think I've got one of those laying around somewhere.
My next one I'm gonna get from Costco. It's a 5-burner. It's beautiful. But what I did was I went to Costco. I bought one of those campers, the three burner campers, or the 3-burner. Yeah, like a camper setup. And I went on Amazon, and I bought a 3x2 foot, just the top, just the griddle stove top.
Yeah.
And I would just throw that over the burner, and go to work. I've made everything on there, everything. I've made breakfast and dinner and lunch at the same time. Each one had their own griddle. 1 foot for breakfast, 1 foot for lunch, 1 foot for dinner. I was doing omelets and tri-tip all at the same time. It was fucking
That sounds good,
amazing.
actually.
It was
Tri-tip
amazing.
omelet? I would eat that.
It was amazing. Full rack of ribs, just throw it on
Hang
there.
on. You put a rack of ribs on a skillet? On a griddle?
On a griddle. Now,
What?
I fucked it up because it kept sticking, but it was pretty good. Like at that
amazing.
point, it was like my new toy. At that point, I was throwing everything on there. I was throwing 4 loaves of bread just to toast them all at the same time. I was just doing the wildest shit with it. And it's so much fun. Now, the way that I did it, it was a little bootleg. It was a little Mickey Mouse.
Yep.
Now, over time, it started to warp because I was like, maybe I don't want to use 3 burners. Maybe I'll use 2.
Right.
And with all that heat just blasting it, what would happen is one side would warp and then one side would be cool, and that's not really good for that metal. Like you can't do that with like stainless steel.
Right.
So yeah, it's all warped up, and the only way I can use it now is if all 3 griddles are on. But
yeah,
just learning. Now eventually, when I get this new job, it's gonna be paying me a lot more money. I'm gonna get that $3,000, $4,000 big ass flat top.
Let's go, dude.
And just throw everything on it. I'm gonna have one at high temp, one side at low temp, and no warping, no nothing. It's easier to clean. Like I love griddles. I love griddles. I love buying all the new spatulas and making my own smash burgers. Man.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm a sucker for little doohickeys for the kitchen.
I'm gonna blame my lady for it.
Sure.
Like stovetop's cool, but I just like being able to just, it's on there when you have a stovetop.
Yep.
You're in concentrated spots.
Sure.
I don't want to concentrate I just want to throw this shit over there. Onions. Fucking eggs.
Yeah, right.
Asparagus is right there.
Sure.
With 3 pieces of chicken, all in one thing.
It's like hibachi.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. You don't have, the only thing you have to do is clean the griddle when you're done. You don't have to clean 4 and 5
See, that's what you
pots.
need. You just need to. You don't need to. And it might be $5,000 or something, but find, some of these restaurant auction things. When restaurants go out of business, they sell all this stuff for super cheap online, and just look for a Tapon or a hibachi place that went out of business. Just buy one of those things, man.
Oh my God! Hey, what are you doing with that? You don't need. Dude, I got 500 right now, and just get this
They'll take whatever they
ginormo
could get.
5x5.
They'll take whatever they could get. And then the only thing you got to do is figure out how to get it up to your, your unit here.
Yeah, I'll figure that out. I will get a cherry picker. If I will figure it out. I'll take that island out of there. No, I can't do that.
That could be the island.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here you go. Here's how you do it. So it is the island, but you got a cover for it, right? You got some sort of panel that you put over the top of it, and so it can still act as a surface that you just put stuff on, groceries or whatever. But when it's time to get down, the panel comes off. Fire that thing up. That's what you got to do, man.
Yeah, we're about to have fun. Man, I can already see my ceiling now. It's about to be so black with just... That's something else I took into consideration too, because like when I would always use the griddle outside.
Sure.
Or when I had the patio when I used to live on the first floor.
Yeah.
The fence was just so oiled down and blacked out. And then like even when I was using it, when I would use the flat top in the house.
Sure.
It was I had to pull the oven out. I'd take the griddle out, put it outside, pull the oven out, and I literally had to scrape the grease off of the paint and everything. And then once I got it clean and painted and everything like that, I was sticking foil. I would stick foil behind the stove just to prevent that problem.
Sure.
So when we moved out,
brilliant.
Yeah, it worked beautifully. I would just pull the foil off. Beautiful paint. Don't have to worry about that deposit.
Right.
It was just little tricks to the trade.
I like it. Yeah.
Little tricks to the trade, but I was gonna ask you earlier too. Stupid question, but can you cook? But you damn near answered that shit.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I guess I'm pretty adept at cooking. I'm not a chef or anything like that, but yeah, I've been cooking for a long time, and it's a gratifying thing, and I'm married and I got a family. I like to cook things that taste good, and like I said, if nothing else, it's a hell of a lot cheaper than going out.
100%. You're trying to take out 6 people.
Ooh.
The wife, 4 kids.
Ooh.
Yard house gets expensive.
That's a place in the collection.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
$250. Dude, everybody got kids pizzas. $250. And then you gotta tip them. Then you gotta tip them again.
Yeah.
And then you gotta tip the gratuity.
Tips on top of tips.
Man, I can't do it. And then they tax you. Oh no, come on.
Yeah. Hey, there's no tax on raw food, man.
Really?
That's right.
Yeah, you've been teaching me a lot tonight.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's sustenance. You need it to live.
So I can go buy a pack of chicken, raw chicken right now, no tax.
No tax on that. I don't charge sales tax.
What's your most expensive item you got?
Well, filet mignon would per pound. It's the filet mignon. But out the door, it's still one steak $20, $22, something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Boom. So maybe that's what I wasn't looking at. So the fillets that we got, when I saw the price, what are those, like $20 each?
$22.50.
$22.50 each. Okay. Yep. Boom. How much did that weigh?
8 ounces.
Okay, 8 ounces. Let me do my math. 8 ounces. What is it? 16 ounces
40,
a pound?
So it's 45 a pound. Yeah.
Hey, it's fucking worth it. All right. I swear.
But see
that thing.
That steak, and so one of them cost $22.50. In a steakhouse, probably would have cost you $60.
Easy call.
Yeah.
Easy call. Are you kidding me? So this is when I learned, right? My Uncle Robert, he took me and my cousin Justin. He's like my fucking best friend. We just turned into family. He took us to Houston's.
Okay.
And he's the one who taught me. Number one, he taught me when you're at a place like this, nobody's on their phones. It's disrespectful to everybody around.
Sure.
Okay? Number 2, nobody's loud. You are speaking only to your table. This is a high-end restaurant.
Yep.
That was the first time I had creme brulee. He's the one who taught me because I watched him. I watched him eat his steak.
Yeah.
And somebody asked him, "Hey, can you pass the A1 steak sauce?" And he said, "Look, I'll pass it to you because it's here, but either you need to learn how to order your steak, and you need to know that if you have to put anything on your steak, then it's probably not a good steak, or the way you ordered it was not the right way to order steak."
That's right.
And I stopped doing medium. I stopped doing well done.
Yeah.
And I think as I get older, the lower I get on cooking. So if that makes sense. So
yeah, I get
well
it.
done is up here.
Yep.
Now I'm starting to
medium.
do medium well.
Yep.
And now I think I'm getting to that medium.
So this is interesting because a lot of folks will take pride in eating rare steaks, rare, just 125. And there's temperature definitions for these. So, well done is 165. Rare is 125. And I've recently started to learn through some cooking gurus that I follow that if you have a fatty steak, like we were talking about Wagyu earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
And marbling, and we were talking about all that stuff. And if you want the fat to render, and you do want it to render, which is just a fancy word for melt, right? 125 might not be sufficient enough to do that, which is to say, rare, if you have a really fatty steak, I don't think rare's the right temperature for that. And I've done a little trial and error in my own kitchen, and I think I agree with that. I think that medium, which is, we go what? Rare is 125, 135, 145 for medium. I don't think there's any shame in that at all, actually. I think that's the right temperature if you have a decent amount of fat in the steak.
I like that you said that about what you said about people that eat it rare.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never really bought into that. Like,
they
man,
take pride in it?
that you shut up. You're just trying to be cool. Can I have an extra rare? Like, I need all the pink, all the blood. It's like, well, you want me to put it in the microwave for you? I still need my food cooked. Like,
Yeah.
I still need it cooked. I'm not an animal.
I
mean, to each its own, I guess.
For a filet mignon, though, like I said at the onset, because it's so lean, I would eat that real pink.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know what the temperature was. Again, from the setting 1 all the way to 10, I was probably about like 2.5, 3.
That's low. You cooked it on medium low then.
Medium low. Okay. Yeah, I had it because I've never cooked filet mignon ever. That was my first time, and I didn't want to mess anything up.
And you nailed it.
Oh my goodness. I'll do it again. I'll do it again. Nobody can't tell me that I can't cook.
That's
filet
right.
mignon. I don't want to hear it.
I don't argue with results.
Hey.
It sounds like you got good results.
She loved it. Because she's very critical of my cooking. What did you use? Nothing. Get out of my kitchen. You didn't put shit on this chicken. You didn't put shit in these eggs. You didn't even use butter. You used the wrong oil. Get out. Get out. You use grapeseed oil. So Get out of here. Sorry. But that right there.
Yeah.
And I used the spray avocado oil. Did I tell her that? I don't know if I told her that. I think the butter hid that pretty well.
Yeah.
The next time, because this is what I'm gonna get 2 fillets. Next time I come in, I'm getting 2. I have to get 2 fillets.
Yep.
And I'm gonna get. I'll probably get like 2 to 4 Wagyu burgers. The kids are not eating those. The kids, they don't touch those. They're not.
Sure.
Nope, they don't appreciate enough.
No, they don't have the
No,
palate for
fuck
it.
no.
Yeah.
Nope. Hell no. So that's my next purchase. 2 more fillets.
Yep.
I'm gonna get some Wagyu burgers. Every time I go in, I'm getting 2 fillets. That's
No, I get it. I get it.
like those. Yeah, I might have shot myself in the foot because I'm just looking at everything. You even had like sausage links.
We make those.
What? How do you do that? Like, because the
Yeah.
casing and everything.
Sure.
and-
It's not as complicated as it might seem. You take pork, and much in the same way we say we grind beef, we take muscle, run it through a grinder. You do the same thing with pork, and the only difference is instead of just making ground pork, you have seasonings, and we make all of those from scratch. So, like for example, our breakfast sausage is sage, salt, pepper, a little bit of red pepper flake, and then we run that through the grinder. We season we cube it up, and we season the cubes with some pork fat, and then we run all that through a grinder. And so what you end up with there is it's technically sausage at that point, because you can buy like bulk sausage as they call it, or you can even go buy like Jimmy Dean patties. That's just ground pork. That's all it is, formed into a patty. So technically, once you run it through the grinder, you already have sausage. But from there, we have a sausage press. And so all of that stuff goes into this big cylinder, and it's got a big thing on it, and you turn the wheel, and then it comes out the bottom of the cylinder. You mentioned the word casing. We use a natural hog casing, which is, it's hog intestine, let's be honest. That goes over the cylinder, or the tube that comes out of the cylinder. And then as you turn this wheel, a piston comes down into the cylinder, and it pushes all of it out into the casing, and then you just make that into links, and that's it.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
It is cool.
It's cool. You have, and then all that's just like it's there for you.
We do it right in front of you. It's right there.
Dope.
Yeah.
What else did I see? I saw so much. Like it was like, cause normally like when I would go get meat, it's always fucking cold and it's freezing. I walked in and everything was like cozy, and I was like, this is different. And then just seeing how everything was out, and just seeing things I never even seen before.
Sure.
Like I don't know why I didn't know they made Wagyu burgers. I should have figured that when I had a Wagyu taco.
Yeah. Well, I mean, was it ground meat, or did they have was it like steak tacos kind of?
I think it was more like a steak taco.
Yeah. So it's like strips, right?
Yeah. Oops, wrong button. Sorry, y'all. But okay, oh my goodness. See, I'm getting hungry again.
Yeah, me too, man.
I want to see. I want to get the chicken, but I feel like
You got to season chicken, bro.
yeah.
I mean, if you don't want to put seasoning on stuff, then don't eat chicken. You got to season chicken.
But this is how I feel about your establishment. I feel like it's like when you go in there, you're going into a high end store. Like it's like you don't go to Houston's or you don't go to Ruth Chris to get chicken tenders. You just don't.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about your
mean.
establishment.
Yeah.
It's like if you're gonna go in there, you're going in there and you're about to get some of the best shit.
Yeah.
You're not going in here to just buy
Yeah, we don't sell chicken
chicken
tenders.
wings. Like, they're there. Like there's chicken thighs and chicken breasts. They're there, but you don't go there to get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, I'm gonna
I
go in
see
there
what
and
you're
get
saying.
big shit. That's just where my brain's at. Because when I walked in there, I knew I wasn't walking out with chicken. Because I can go anywhere and get chicken.
But I will say this, man. Our chicken is fantastic.
Target.
It's fantastic. And I learned a lot about chicken. Freshness is super important. See, we talked about aging with beef.
Yeah.
Not applicable to chicken.
Got it.
You want it fresh. Like harvest, cook it. That's when it's at its best. So our supply chain is really short. And what I mean by that is I don't think anybody gets chicken as fresh as we do. And you can taste that, man. It's good chicken for sure.
The freshest chicken I have ever had. is from Sprouts. That is the best chicken. Like, as far as being able to throw it in the oven and not do anything to it, that is the best chicken that I've ever had.
Let's do a blind taste test.
I'm down.
Let's do it.
I'm
I
here
guarantee.
for that. Whole Foods is pretty good too, but I'm not. I would. I'm telling you, the fillets fucked everything up for me. I'm gonna believe everything you tell me because I had it and I cooked it. I cooked it.
Yeah.
With no help. She came home to cooked filet mignon. And yeah, she had her questions. She was kind of, what did you do to it? Because I know you didn't do shit to it. And I told her, I didn't do anything to this. I didn't do anything to it. I just seared it and put butter on it. And we just sat there in silence.
Yeah.
We couldn't even speak. Yeah, I'll be back.
Excellent.
I'll be back. 2 fillets.
Yep.
And 4 Wagyu burgers.
There you go.
So let me see. Let me do the math. Mention real quick though, and you might.
What'd you say?
Mention the Real Quick though
said we're gonna
podcast,
charge
and you might
more.
get a discount.
No, I think you
He
said
might charge you a little more.
Charge you more.
Well, shoot. Is there anything that you would like to let us know? Because I think we're getting to my least favorite part of the show. But
No, I know. 2650 East Main Street. We're open 7 days a week. Holidays are coming up. If you need a prime rib, we can help you out with that.
I'll do my outro. Get my outro music going. Yeah, this is fun. I like learning. I don't like school, but I like learning.
I feel the same way. I was a terrible student.
Yeah, school always got in the way. Is that the theme song? Is that the Real Quick Though's Burnt Out Show theme song? Yes, it is. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another beautiful addition to the Real Quick Though podcast. Michael, please, we're going to do it again. We're going to say it again over the music. Tell them how they can find you. Tell them where they can find you. And tell them why they would want to find you.
Sure. 2650 East Main Street. We do quality.
We do quality.
You mentioned a lot of the other grocery stores. We've talked about some of those. That's a quantity approach, man. We don't take the quantity approach. We take the quality approach.
I love it. In Instagrams?
VTA Meat Co. VTA Meat Co. We put a lot of cool content up there, educational. We make everything ourselves. So, if you're buying a pack of seasonings, for those of us who do use seasonings, we make those in-house. We make our sausages. We don't use any artificial ingredients in anything, so it's all real food.
I don't even think there's preservatives in there. You can taste it.
Yeah. So we pride ourselves on selling real food.
Well, Adam, my buddy Adam, this message is for you. I see you cooking all the time. I urge you to go get a fillet. He actually commented when I made the fillet.
Oh, he did.
He commented because he's like a meat connoisseur. He's always cooking. He's always on the grill.
Has he never been to the store?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he has. He might even reach out to me like, bro, you're late. Like he's just like a bigger guy. He's just he's the sweetest guy in the world, and he's always cooking. Adam, get over there. I promise. Well, shit. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another beautiful addition to the Real Quick Though podcast.
I appreciate
Michael,
it. This has been a fun time, man.
You. I love your product. It is. I told you, I'm gonna be back. Oh, and to everybody that think that they're gonna go in there and $25 and leave with 30 pounds. No. This ain't that. This ain't that. This is quality. You paying for it. You are paying for Houston's and Ruth Chris at your house.
It's cheaper. It's cheaper than all those places.
I promise you
like
it
I
is.
said.
I promise you it is. Because when you go, I'm not paying $25 for a fillet. Well, then take your ass to Ruth Chris and pay $70 for it. That
sounds about right.
Damn it. Do that. Talk shit to them. Yak Quiz over here. You guys know how I get down. There's no sunsets. We are always shining. Don't forget, every Thursdays, Realquicctho's Burnt Out Show, Vita Live. If you think you are funny or if you know you're funny, come prove it. Come prove it. It is improv style comedy.
I might come down there and do another farm animal trivia.
Oh, yeah.
That was good fun, man.
Really
Farm
good.
animal trivia was
I mean,
good.
we're doing that. I'm charging at the door. But as always, man, you guys know how I get down. You can't fall if you don't trip. Peace.
Burnt out show, but the vibe's still blowing. Vita Live lit where the laughs keep flowing. Oxnard nights where the drinks keep pouring. Real quick though, hosting, the crowd keeps roaring. Mike in his hand, Joe.